Hey, it's been a while. Sorry I've been busy with my other channel. I have been trying to learn how to make an actual or online comic book and animation. Hopefully by the end of this year, you will have an actual comic book and an anime version. Now that I have said my excuse, are you ready for another episode of Darker Comics, The Devil and the Angel, featuring Alina and Angela? I have toned down the violence and sexiness a little bit, but still, this story is for a mature audience. It contains scenes of violence, sexual suggestions, and inappropriate language. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin. Intro, please. Mr. Satoshi and the wife had a nice dinner at a Japanese restaurant somewhere in Spring Mountain. It was a nice evening. October has the best Las Vegas weather. They took an Uber and headed home. They were dropped off in front of their beautiful house. They entered and walked towards the dimly lit living room. A seductive voice was heard before Satoshi could even turn on the light switch. Good evening, Satoshi. I hope you truly had a wonderful dinner. A figure of a woman arises from the sofa. A startled Satoshi saw a beautiful Japanese woman wearing an ornately designed red kimono, but apparently nothing else. The wife nervously clung to her husband. Who are you? He nervously asked. You pretend you don't know me. Does this answer your question? The woman's eyes illuminated to a bright fiery red. Jorogumo came out of his trembling lips, and the wife clung tighter. And the answer comes out. Call me Mayumi. Let us not be too formal. As she walks closer to the petrified couple. You know what I want. She glares at Satoshi. The Hanzo sword. Give me what I want, and I will go away. She veiled the threat with a smile. It's in the safe. Let my wife go and I will give it to you, begged Satoshi. I'll play your game, little man. Lead the way. Satoshi, holding his wife's hands, proceeds to the master's bedroom. Satoshi made the wife stay by the door, for which she nervously complied. He waved his hands, motioning for Mayumi to follow. Mayumi appears to be growing as she moves. By the time she brushes against the wife, she was probably about 9 feet tall. Satoshi was fumbling with the safe, and when he finally opened it and turned around to look at the Jorogumo, she had six more arms came out of that large sleeve. Appearing more menacing than ever, Mayumi's smile became more terrifying. The sword, she ordered. Satoshi pulls the sword from the safe, and with trembling hands, he gave the handle to her. She gracefully reached for the sword and gently pulls the sword from the scabbard. She grabbed Satoshi by the collar and lifted him up from the floor. With nothing else but a thought, Satoshi's wife found herself floating in the air and moving towards Mayumi. Satoshi begged Mayumi to stop. Mayumi asks, "Where is the Hanzo sword?" Satoshi begins to cry. "I gave it to a woman. Her name is Alina, a warrior woman. You tried to deceive me with a false sword. I already knew of your deceit before you even conceived it. And for your just reward, Mayumi stabbed Satoshi's wife through the heart with the fake sword and gave Satoshi a bear hug with her sixth arm as he cries in anguish and agony. She drew Satoshi's face closer to hers and gave him a kiss as the last breath leaves him." Angela and Maurice was on the pediatric floor of the Rising Sun Hospital. They began interviewing the night nurses. Angela noticed one of the nurses was doing her best trying to avoid the interview. She followed her as she was walking on the hallway. She called the nurse's attention. "Excuse me, nurse." The nurse acted startled and turned around. "Hi, my name is Detective Angela. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, miss?" "Michelle," she replied. "Are you new here?" "No, but I'm really very busy. I wish I could. Probably next time." As Michelle excused herself and enters a patient room, Angela's cell beeped twice. It was a text message from the LVPD dispatch. It read, 10-67 at Spanish Hills. Your presence specifically requested by Captain Reuben. When Angela saw the address, goosebumps in her arms formed. Angela yelled for Maurice, Mo, let's go! With sirens flashing, they drove to the address. She anxiously went to the crime scene. She saw two bodies covered with coroner sheets. Angela asked, What happened here? The coroner said a 911 call was made and reported that there was two injured or deceased residents. We found them like this. Angela checked on the victims and confirmed it was the Satoshis. She was seething with controlled anger. Alina was watching. Who made the call? A uniformed policeman pointed to a young Japanese man. It was Kaizen. Kaizen said that he promised the old man that he would check on them. No one responded when he called, so he decided to actually drop by, and that's how he found them. He added, I think the Juroguma is onto us. That demon whore is mine. Try to find out where she is, and Alina will have the Hanzo sword taste her blood, declared Angela. The demon will let us know where to find her, Kaizen replied. Angela went back to her place. She went to bed, closed her eyes, and when she opened it, she was looking at a beach wearing a bikini. She saw her sister running towards her, also wearing a bikini. They hug and talk about the Satoshis. Alina told Angela that she has discovered that she has an inborn knowledge of the dark and mystic arts. She knows what a Joroguma is. She confessed to Angela that just like her, the Joroguma has powers and killing her is next to impossible. But there is a way. Alina told Angela her plan, and Angela rested on the beach, and Alina came out of her apartment. Alina rode her motorcycle all the way to a secluded spot somewhere in the desert near Param. Alina was watching this rooster farm inside a warehouse. It's owned by the cartel. Aside from roosters, drugs, guns, and killers can be found here. Among them is the wanted woman Yamara. Alina is also on a recruitment mission. She knows that a man is also casing this warehouse. A smart man whose brother has been killed by the cartels for winning a fair cockfight. He vowed to have his revenge. He devoted his time to martial arts and his studies. He graduated at the top of his class with a degree in biochemical and nanoengineering at MIT. His name is Diego Enrico, and tonight he will start his quest for vengeance. Alina has spotted Diego's jeep. She saw Diego putting on what appears to be a high-tech armor, an HK submachine gun equipped with suppressors, extra mags, knives, miniaturized explosive, and a high-tech bullet-resistant helmet with infrared and personal radar. Next to Diego was a rooster wearing also what appears to be a helmet with a small antenna. Diego began to sneak into the compound. It was filled with cartel members armed to the teeth and burning with black flames. Diego doesn't know that tonight he has a guardian angel or devil to help him in his quest. Alina trailed Diego. With well-aimed shots to the head, Diego took out the first group of patrolling guards. Diego Rooster, whose name is Cabron, went his separate way towards the pen. Diego took out three more cartel members. His personal radar failed to detect one cartel member on his blind side, as he was placing his miniaturized explosive with the power of a pound of C4 around the compound. The cartel goon spotted Diego. In the meantime, Cabron the rooster was slicing the leg cords of the other roosters with his spur blade. There were probably about 100 of them. They were transfixed with Cabron's helmet and it seemed to be communicating with them. The cartel goon was sneaking behind Diego. Alina was taking out the other cartels with her blade when she saw the goon behind Diego. Alina clucked and caught Diego's attention. With enough time to Diego to react, duck, and shoot the goon, unfortunately, the shot was center mass and the goon was able to squeeze the trigger. It was enough to alarm the whole compound. The cartels grabbed their guns and proceeded to where the sound came from. Cabron was able to free all the roosters. The roosters was armed with their sharpened spurs. They are no ordinary roosters. The R slasher. Diego saw the cartels coming towards him. He started shooting and hitting a few, and they dropped dead. The cartels responded and started shooting. Alina took out some with her blade and her speed. She was enjoying this as she absorbs the black flames with a smile. She was slashing necks, stabbing hearts, and breaking backs and heads. Diego was waiting for the cartels to group and get closer and then press the trigger of his explosives. Bodies, heads, arms, and limbs were all sent flying. The Rooster army, unbeknownst to the cartels, were massing behind them as they were moving toward Diego and Alina. With one command from Cabron, the Roosters started flying and attacking the cartels, slashing with their spurs. The cartels were bleeding from their eyes, jugulars, legs, and arms. Diego detonated more of his explosives, blasting the cartels and destroying the compound. Yamara and a couple more cartelanos escaped through the back during all these mayhem. Diego and Alina saw all the dead and the thick smoke from the burning compound. He saw Cabron pacing towards him. He was so glad to see his cock. There were some casualties from the Rooster army, and the others went free, scattered, and disappeared in the dark desert night. Alina and Diego walked back to his jeep. Alina told Diego, "I know who you are, Diego Enrico. You can't kill all the cartels by yourself. You will need my help." Diego replied, "I saw your moves back there. You're inhumanly fast and strong. You have superpowers. Tell me, are you a mutant?" Alina laughed and asked, "What's a mutant?" Diego, Cabron, and Alina just got into the jeep and was barely getting to be in the asphalt road when an armored Escalade was coming fast behind them and was shooting with a 50 caliber machine gun. Yamara was shooting with vengeful intent. "Die, bitches," she screamed. Diego floored it and he saw Alina stroking his cock, Cabron. He said, "Why are you so calm?" as he saw Yamara in his rearview mirror getting ready to hit him with an RPG. "Shit," was all Diego could say. Alina told him to stop the jeep. "What?" exclaimed Diego. "I said stop," Alina commanded. Diego hesitantly stopped the jeep. He saw Yamara's aiming her RPG in the mirror. "You are mine," Yamara smiling. Then out of the night, a lightning bolt struck Yamara's RPG, causing a big explosion, obliterating the Escalade. There was nothing left of Yamara to be identified with dental records. Alina got out of the jeep. "You will need my help, and I will need yours." "Wait, I don't even know your name," Diego asked. "Alina." "Let me get your number," as he looked down to his phone. When he looked up, Alina was gone. In her place was an empty hoodie and pants. Diego yelled, "Wait, you can't walk around naked in the desert at night," as he held Alina's hoodies. He told Cabron, "Damn, she's a hot chick." Stroking his cock, Cabron clucked in agreement. Glad you stayed till the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Devil and the Angel. Please share and press the like and subscribe button so that Alina and Angela could come back in 2 weeks. Peace.